We gather storms, never knowing what.
In a dramatic turn of events unfolding within the high-profile legal battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, a federal judge has issued a stern order compelling the actress to immediately produce audio recordings that she allegedly withheld from discovery. The ruling, delivered late Tuesday afternoon, marks a significant escalation in the contentious defamation lawsuit that has captivated Hollywood and legal observers alike. According to court documents filed by Baldoni's legal team, Lively failed to disclose the existence of critical audio evidence during the initial phases of discovery, a procedural step where both parties are legally obligated to exchange relevant information. The undisclosed material reportedly includes voice memos and recorded conversations between Lively and members of the production team for the film It Ends With Us, in which both Lively and Baldoni starred. Baldoni's attorneys argue that these recordings contain statements directly relevant to Lively's claims that Baldoni engaged in a pattern of unprofessional and harassing behavior on set. U.S. District Judge Maria Hernandez, presiding over the case, expressed deep concern over what she described as a troubling pattern of noncompliance with discovery obligations. In her written order, Judge Hernandez stated that Lively's legal team had been repeatedly evasive when questioned about the existence of such recordings during depositions and pretrial hearings. The judge emphasized that withholding discoverable evidence not only undermines the integrity of the judicial process, but could also constitute sanctionable conduct. Lively's representatives have maintained that the audio in question was never intentionally concealed and that its relevance was initially misunderstood. However, the judge dismissed this explanation as insufficient, noting that Lively's legal counsel had ample opportunity to correct the record once the existence of the recordings came to light through third-party testimony. Parties cannot pick and choose which facts they disclose based on strategic convenience, Judge Hernandez wrote. The court demands full transparency. The order gives Lively 72 hours to turn over all audio files in their original, unedited format to both the court and opposing counsel. Failure to comply could result in severe consequences, including monetary sanctions, adverse inference instructions to a future jury, or even dismissal of portions of Lively's complaint. Legal experts say the ruling significantly shifts the momentum of the case. Audio evidence is incredibly powerful in defamation suits, explained Professor Elena Torres, a civil procedure specialist at Georgetown Law. If these recordings contradict Lively's narrative or reveal inconsistencies in her testimony, it could severely damage her credibility. The lawsuit, originally filed by Lively in late 2023, accused Baldoni of orchestrating a smear campaign against her, alleging that he leaked PRIV. In a dramatic turn of events unfolding within the high-profile legal battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, a federal judge has issued a stern order compelling the actress to immediately produce previously undisclosed audio recordings that could significantly impact the case. The ruling comes after Baldoni's legal team accused Lively of deliberately withholding critical evidence, specifically, audio files allegedly capturing private conversations between the two during the production of their upcoming film, It Ends With Us. According to court documents filed last week, Baldoni's attorneys assert that Lively's legal team has been in possession of these recordings for months, but failed to include them in mandatory discovery disclosures. The defense claims the audio contains statements that directly contradict Lively's public allegations of a toxic and unprofessional set environment, and may even demonstrate her active role in shaping certain on-set dynamics now being portrayed as harmful. U.S. District Judge Eleanor Ramirez did not mince words in her ruling. The court finds that the plaintiff has failed to meet her obligations under Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 26A(1), the order states. Given the material nature of the audio evidence described in the defendant's motion and the plaintiff's apparent awareness of its existence, the court orders Ms. Lively to produce all such recordings to opposing counsel within 48 hours. The controversy stems from a lawsuit Lively filed in late 2023, in which she accused Baldoni, who directed and co-starred in the film adaptation of Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel, of fostering a hostile work environment, engaging in emotional manipulation, and attempting to undermine her creative authority on set. Baldoni has vehemently denied all allegations, calling them categorically false and part of a coordinated effort to damage his reputation. Legal experts note that the judge's order is unusually forceful and could signal skepticism toward Lively's legal strategy. Withholding discoverable evidence, especially something as potentially pivotal as audio, is a serious breach, explained civil litigation attorney Marcus Chen. If the court believes this was intentional, it could lead to sanctions, adverse inference instructions to a jury, or even dismissal of certain claims. Lively's representatives have maintained that the audio in question was never considered relevant to the core issues of the lawsuit and was therefore not disclosed during initial discovery. However, the judge's ruling suggests otherwise, emphasizing that relevance is determined by the court, not by one party's unilateral assessment. The timing of the order adds another layer of tension. With the film's release date looming and both parties locked in a fierce public relations battle, the contents of the audio could sway public opinion and potentially influence settlement negotiations. Industry insiders speculate that the recordings, in a dramatic turn of events within the ongoing legal battle between actress Blake Lively and her former co-star Justin Baldoni, a federal judge has issued a stern order compelling Lively to immediately produce previously undisclosed audio recordings that could be pivotal to the case. The ruling comes after Baldoni's legal team filed an emergency motion alleging that Lively and her representatives had knowingly withheld critical evidence, specifically audio files captured during the production of their upcoming film It Ends With Us, that may contradict key assertions made in her initial lawsuit. According to court documents unsealed this week, Baldoni's attorneys claim they only recently became aware of the existence of these recordings through a third-party witness deposition. The audio, reportedly recorded during on-set interactions between Lively and Baldoni, allegedly captures conversations relevant to the central claims in Lively's suit, which accuses Baldoni of defamation, harassment, and creating a hostile work environment. Baldoni has consistently denied these allegations and filed a countersuit accusing Lively of orchestrating a smear campaign to damage his reputation and career. Judge Elena Martinez, presiding over the case in the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California, expressed serious concern over the apparent delay in disclosing the audio evidence. In her written order, she stated that Lively's legal team had a duty under federal discovery rules to turn over all potentially relevant materials once litigation commenced. The court finds no justification for the failure to produce these recordings in a timely manner, the judge wrote. Plaintiff's counsel is hereby ordered to produce the complete, unedited audio files to opposing counsel within 48 hours. Legal experts say the judge's swift and unequivocal directive signals mounting judicial impatience with what appears to be strategic withholding of evidence, a tactic that could severely undermine Lively's credibility before the jury. When a party sits on evidence that directly relates to the core issues of a case, especially after discovery requests have been served, it raises red flags, explained civil litigation attorney Miriam Cho. Courts take this very seriously. It can lead to sanctions, adverse inference instructions, or even dismissal of claims. Lively's representatives have not issued a detailed public statement but did release a brief comment through her publicist. Ms. Lively remains committed to full compliance with the court's orders and continues to seek justice for the harm she has endured. However, sources close to the production suggest internal disagreements among Lively's legal advisors about whether the audio should have been disclosed earlier, with some reportedly arguing the recordings were protected under attorney-client privilege or were irrelevant, arguments the judge appears to have rejected outright. The contents of the audio.